Hey guys, it's me, and welcome back. Right, today I have the pleasure of showing you my first ever viewer replay, and today we're going to be watching Taki0202 in his AMX 50B. Some of you who have been around a while might recognise the name. Taki0202 won the 250 subscribers competition and won himself a Tier 8 Premium Freedom for his trials, so well done you. Thank you very much for getting in contact and letting me show your replay. Right, so Taki0202, or just Taki, I'm going to call him. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Anyway, he is, I think, there's a bit of a language barrier, but I think he is the leader of the World of Tanks 360 Czechoslovakian Community. And they have their own YouTube channel. And there's some very interesting replays on there, some very big numbers. Right, so on to the replay. Already, Taki is almost, he's under half health, and I think he's a little bit peed off with this E75. He did block him a little bit. Trouble is, I found with things like that, it's best to just ignore them. There's nothing you can do about it. Once it's done, they won't care either way, so just pushing them is probably just going to pee them off even more, and they might even do it again on purpose, even if they didn't do it the first time on purpose. So anyway, first clip he managed one penetration, then went for a reload, and now he's found himself a tasty little conqueror. Gets two in and immediately reloads again. So I like what he's doing here. If he knows he's going to pull back and he's only got half a clip, may as well reload and relocate. So from the video title you can probably tell what the outcome of this game is going to be. So he lost just over half of his health in the first engagement, but you can tell with a 400 alpha gun and doing 10k damage, he's going to be around a lot longer and do a lot more damage. So he's been a little bit more careful now. Seems he did lose half his health. And he's just trying to sneak some shots in here. He's looking for a target that he can get shots into without too much of a chance of taking any in return. Gets one into that guy. Someone's setting on fire before and he burns out, which is a shame because he could have just unloaded into that guy. He was sat perfectly side on. Yeah, I like the 50B. I've not had it long myself, and I've not been able to do anything with it to Taki standard, but it is a good tank. But I still think it's kind of still not as good as that tank he's unloading into the cheeks of right now. The T57 Heavy, that thing is an absolute beast, and I despise seeing them on the red team. Anyway, gets two nice shots into the nicely angled cheek that was towards him. And the last one bounces, which is a shame because it left that 57 Heavy on a sliver of his health. But never mind. I think this is the old version of Erlenberg. I don't think this bit's here anymore. I might be wrong about that. Right, so side of an E75's turret. Oh, he quickly changes targets, finishes off the 57 Heavy, and then gets the double kill on the E75. Just trying to feather a shot with his last round, but goes for the reload again. Be a bit careful here, mate. You don't want a Derpenberg incident. Not after you've done already a decent amount of damage and 2 kills. Yeah, I think the 57 Heavy reloads a little bit quicker, I think, and I think it fires off each round. There's less delay between the rounds. Oh, look at this, he's loaded. Who's he going to go for? He's going for the IS-7. Whoa, Jesus Christ, what did that? IS-7 gets nuked. Just trying to feather a shot on another tier 9 tank. Seems to be something in the way. Maybe it's another dead tank. Yeah, there's quite a lot of dead tanks here already. Mostly Taki's doing. And there we go, he's on the reload again. As soon as he sees a period where there's going to be no action, he He's going straight for the reload to make sure he's got full clip, ready for when something happens. So, 5 minutes of the game gone, he's already got 11 pens, so that's about 4,000 damage done. And that would be a good game already.
Punch right through their armor.
This poor IS-4. Very strong tank when you meet them frontally. He's just got absolutely bum rushed there. I'm surprised they're not taking fire from some of the red team there. A lot of them out in the open. Right, so this is one of the key points of the game. Whilst he's on the reload, one of the best things about the 50B is the mobility, and he's completely changing flanks now. There we go, reload's done. He spies a T-54 down there. There's got to be more stuff down there as well. To be honest, whilst he's looking for a shot, this is recorded on 360, and it's kind of you don't realise the difference in the level of graphic detail until you go back and watch a 360 replay. I found it quite hard to make the transition. I found it a lot easier to play on 360 than I did on Xbox One, and it took me a fair while to get used to the better graphics, different shape controller and stuff like that. So he's pushing right round to the edge of the flank. If you do that, it means there's only literally a couple of directions the enemies can come from. They can't sneak up on you from sort of two different angles. All his enemies are going to be to his front. Looks like somebody else has tried it. A couple of them have tried it and they're dead. Wow, that was lucky. Either a HE or a Hesh round from the Death Star whizzes straight past his turret. Oh, just misses the blind kill. Goes for a reload.
Target unlocked.
I think he's just going to try and keep these guys spotted, so hopefully the team might be able to help him out here. They are up on numbers, but there's still some really nasty tanks left on alive on the enemy's team. You see there, quick look at the team list. There's a couple of tier 10s left on the enemy team, and there is one of them, and he's almost loaded.
Punch right through
Bang,
their armor.
hits the first one, goes for a turret shot, and it pens. That was lucky.
We hit them hard.
Hits the third, can he get the fourth?
We didn't even
Oh,
scratch
and
them.
it bounces. The last shot just lifted up and hit that nice angle spaced armour. Looks like the cavalry's coming though. And now they're 2 tanks up. E100 gets tracked and Taki is just about loaded again.
Bounced off.
Also there as well, you can see when Taki wants to look around, he locks his turret before looking around. That means his aiming reticle is exactly where he left it before he had a look around. That's a really good thing to do there. He's actually found himself quite a nice little hold down
Target
position.
locked.
But unfortunately, a couple of the green team have just been nuked. So it's now 3 on 3.
Enemy is hit.
Cool, that shot just dipped and hit the ST1's hull armour there. And he managed to sneak a penetration. all glorious. He has found the arse end of the enemy's E3. The enemy's team could really have done with that tank there, and that has really changed the outcome of this game now. He's almost reloaded, which is a shame. The ST1 goes down just before that French crew managed to put the last clip in. Right, so time just to hunt down a M103 on the enemy's team. So he's on over 20 penetrations now. With average rolls, 20 penetrations is 8,000 damage done. Of course, a couple of these were kill shots, so potentially they could have been a little bit lower hit points, but he's over 20 penetrations. Either 8,000 damage done or slightly more, so depending on what you can get out of this M103, could make this game an absolutely epic result. And again, there are not many tier 10 heavies you could traverse across the whole map in this sort of time. I think that's half the problem I have playing with this thing. I do try sometimes to play it like a normal heavy tank. It just doesn't have the armour that some of the other ones do. Can pull off some bounces, but they are literally lucky bounces. Right, where is he? He's going to climb to the top of the hill, try and get a spot, and still be able to have some cover. There he is. Full clip loaded. There was a bit of a glitch in the replay there. He pens the first. Bounces the second. Oh no, he's got the turret though. M103 hasn't moved enough. And he finds the last two shots. Unfortunately, the M103 has taken him down to a one shot. And he's on the reload. But because he stayed on top of the hill, it was very easy for him to get out of the line of fire. Almost loaded. Team are going in. If he wants any more damage out of this game, he's going to have to push in. Yes, picks up the final kill shot of the game. 4 kills and 27 penetrating shots in a tier 10 heavy tank. That is epic. So, huge amount of silver for a tier 10 vehicle. Times 3 gave him just over 8,000 experience. Let's have a look at the results. Picked up the ace tanker. Oh, I'm not surprised by that at all. Ridiculous amount of damage done. Most of that sort of close to mid-range, with a few long-range snipes at the end of the game, so hopefully the base experience on this game is going to be pretty tidy. Huge list of enemies damaged. This is the older 360 sort of list of damaged things. Just wait for that message to move. There we go. 10,197 damage done. That's more than I've ever done. I was very close recently with the Death Star, but I've never been into 5 figures like that. He picked up 4 kills and a very respectable amount of base experience for a tier 10 vehicle. Well, there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching Taki in his AMX 50B ripping it up on some 360 action as well. It's quite interesting to actually see the difference in the graphic quality these days. Well, there we go, guys. Please give the vid a like if you did. Please sub if you're not. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.